Hey everybody, welcome back. Not only are elections one of the most important topics in AP Gov, but since people like to talk about elections, watch this video and you just might be the smartest person in the room. Be smart and smash that like button. Let's go. Let's start with the two main types of elections, general and primary. A general election is where the winner takes office, like in 2020 when it was Biden versus Trump, and probably again in 2024. But before the general election, the parties have their primaries to choose their candidates for the general election. Primaries have increased the opportunity for people to have some influence in the nomination process of their party's candidates. While this video focuses on presidential primaries, there are also congressional primaries as well. Primaries get complicated. Try not to get bogged down in the details. There's no single national primary day. Rather, primary elections happen state by state around the country from about January to June of election year. And the rules governing primaries are different for each party and even differ from one state to another. Most states have primary elections. These are just basic normal elections where people vote for their preferred candidate to represent their party. Like in 2024, Republicans vote for which Republican they want to run against Biden. There are several different types of primaries, but thankfully you only need to know two: open and closed primaries. States with open primaries allow any registered voter to participate in either party's primary. You'd walk up and they'd ask you which primary you want to participate in, and you vote in that primary. You can't vote in both, but you can choose one. Closed primaries, on the other hand, only allow people who are registered to that party to participate. So not only does a person have to be registered to vote, but they also have to be registered to that party in order to vote. Other states hold caucuses. It's a meeting of party members where voters talk and debate and discuss and then vote for their preferred candidate in front of other people. It's truly democracy in action. A candidate wins the party's nomination by winning a majority of delegates. Which raises the question, okay, well, what's a delegate? Delegates are people who represent voters and officially elect a candidate at the national convention. Basically, when a candidate wins a state, they win a certain number of delegates who will be assigned to go to the national convention and cast a vote for that person. At the party convention, the party formally nominates their candidate. There's lots of balloons, and they adopt their platform for the next 4 years. And it's congrats for winning this election, now you get to run in the general election. Alright, next up, the Electoral College. Even if you don't follow politics, I'm pretty sure that you've heard of the Electoral College. And trust me, everybody loves the Electoral College. Okay, maybe not. A candidate wins the presidency by winning a majority of electoral votes, which is 270 electoral votes. There are 538 total electoral votes. Each state's number of electoral votes is equal to the number of representatives plus the number of senators that state has. Throw in 3 electoral votes that Washington, D.C. gets, and we're at 538. But because every state has a minimum of 3 electoral votes, it means that small states are mathematically overrepresented in their ratio of electoral votes per resident. 48 states are winner-take-all, awarding all their electoral votes to the candidate who receives the most votes in the state. So, for example, Trump's reward for winning Florida was all 29 electoral votes. Biden's reward for winning Pennsylvania was all of their electoral votes. The margin of victory doesn't matter. Back in 2000, when Bush won Florida by 537 votes, he won all 25 electoral votes that they had. Because of this, candidates focus most of their time, money, and campaign resources focusing on just a handful of states, known as swing or battleground states. These are states that are competitive, that each candidate has a chance to win, so they focus on them to the exclusion of everywhere else. Nobody spends time or money in states they already know they're gonna win or lose, no matter how many electoral votes it has. If no candidate gets 270 electoral votes, the House of Representatives decides the election. Each state gets 1 vote, and they keep voting until somebody wins a majority of states. About 6 weeks after the election, electors in each state go to their state capitals to cast the official ballots for president. Then, during the first week of January, Congress counts the votes and officially declares a winner. And I always thought that this is just a mundane detail that doesn't matter, and then January 6th happened. Some may ask, well, why do we have such a weird system to choose the president? Well, in part, it was the result of negotiation and compromise back at the Constitutional Convention. And it also showed the framers' distrust in democracy. It's intentionally undemocratic. They didn't trust the people with this decision. So this really embodies the filtered representation of elite democracy. People can vote, obviously, but what they're really voting for is another person who will officially vote for the president. Today, that elite part doesn't matter so much because the Electoral College just votes for whoever won their state. But the question remains, does the Electoral College facilitate or impede democracy? Especially keeping in mind that the Electoral College vote may not be the same as the national popular vote. Arguments made in favor of the Electoral College include that states retain an important role in this decision. It ensures geographic balance, because otherwise candidates would just focus on densely populated areas, and it guards against mob rule by uninformed voters. Those who oppose the Electoral College would likely counter that it gives too much power to voters in swing states, that it's anti-democratic, lowercase d, the idea, not the party, because it ignores the popular vote, and that the winner-take-all feature discourages third-party candidates from running. I'm not sure who's right, but I am sure that I want you to be prepared to write about that topic because it sure would make a great argument essay prompt. For the record, it would be difficult to remove the Electoral College because doing so would require a constitutional amendment. And since it benefits small states as well as the two major parties by blocking out third parties, it's a long shot. One last detail is that there is an incumbency advantage, where the current president often has an advantage and is more likely to beat the challenger. He has campaigning experience, already has a network of donors, is already seen as presidential, and has the advantage of the bully pulpit. Alright, well, that's it for this one. Until next time, this has been a La Money production. Thanks again for watching. Hope this video helped. If it did, help me out with that like button, and be sure to check out the ultimate review packet for everything you need to be great in your AP Gov class and the AP exam. And I will see you in the next video.